take a picture for the thumbnail I made yesterday. I spent way too long making it. I've never done it before. I got it done though. I think it came out alright. Need 2 seconds to get everything situated here. Okay. Let's go back to Mordona, because I forgot 2 things. What the hell? As Moonbrita was native to Charlayan, I feel it's only fitting that we gather before the Mark of the Scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? It is a monument found at Wraithfrost and sacred to Thaliak, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There we shall pray for our dear friend's soul and bid her peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crusade. I don't think I've been over here. That will never not be cool to look at.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death, a fair exchange.
If you're not here to mourn, you can go now.
Other bargains will be struck.
My character's like, really? Are you serious? One of these days he'll say something worth listening to. Maybe when he gets a little older. Yo. Though we have said our farewells, the past of sadness and has diminished but little. Forgive me, as antecedent is my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel is now precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Minfina? Hang it behind them. See what the logic is. Tis as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. Yeah, I'm sure we'll feel that a lot more. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Louis Soir, Moonbreda, our fellows at the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need to remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, to reaffirm of my own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Minfina. There is no other to whom I can display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. I'll be here, Captain. A victory won, a comrade lost. To honor the fallen, the living forge ever on towards the light of a new day. Cool. Minfilia has a request to make of you. Oh, I got an achievement. Complete the main scenario quest in memory of Moonbreda. Have you a moment, Minfina? I believe Ina will share a word with you. I just woke up, if that's not obvious. I said I was going to do this 2 hours ago, and I wasn't awake. I should consider it a personal favor if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Moonbreed's passing, and my heart aches to see her downwards. I feel like we haven't talked with Ida in a bit. I'll do that. Cheer up! Hey, it's Minfina. Great! Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? Thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and, well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I can't just face... I just can't face it at the moment, so I was wondering, do you think you can maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Wreathfrost. Let's go buy a flower. What can I do for you today, Adventurer? Eldritch Trinkets trade. They've got you running errands now? Them Scions really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the savior of Eorzea to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously though, you'd best learn how to say no, or you'll have mucking about the Chocobo stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The Moon Daisy, was it? Here, then take it. Tell Ida the last I've got a wide selection of headgear in stock if she ever decides to replace that dotty old mask of hers. Gods knows she needs to. What the hell? What was that? I want that. That looked sick. A lot of people here today. Ugh, Rowena can be so annoying. She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says it again, and then again, and then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. Here you go. Mumbrita loved these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows that I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
Buddy, what does that mean? Dude, even she's confused. That can't be good.
Is that what I think it is?
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
Is shit about to go down? I'll go back this way. I never get over how cool the set piece, or not the set piece, but just like the landscape is for how old this game is. Yeah. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeder's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy and Kurthus will soon arrive. We must hasten to hear her report. The envoy is here. Hello. Thank you for receiving me at such a short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forego the usual pleasantries if I may. Certainly, you come to us with news of the Dravanians. Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago, and the battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Amric himself sallied forth with a contingent of Temple Knights and several companies of the noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own, too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. Is there reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. Sir Amric would meet you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well, I shall depart for Kurthus at once. We must warn you, however, the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Old Da must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must take another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three great companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the great companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favorable reply. You need say no more. Considering the past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see, very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event your plea does not receive a favorable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Amric's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request. A personal appeal to you, warrior of light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you regardless of your fellows involvement. You face Midgard Storm and survive. Anything you can share of the experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero as well. It would seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Midfina. Oh, is it just gonna put us there? Okay. I was wondering who these were. She's back.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken. Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
I would hate to be them right now. Guess we gotta go save them. I hit the right button. We were too late because the Hero of Light snagged their, like, belt strap on the doorway. It seems I was the swifter Minfina. You two, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host has yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell us of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. It's more than just the foot. It's the whole person. It's Iceheart. Oh no. go past it. The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the outermost layer of Ishgard's magical wards. If our first line of defense can be easily shattered, we need not fret over much. There is yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. I mean, she broke that first one pretty easily. I don't see why she can't get through the others. Heretic scum! How dare they meddle with our divine protections? I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. When I laid eyes upon Lady Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. Oh, this chocobo looks cool. That's not a chocobo. Wait, that's sick though. It would seem the heretics struck the first and the most telling blow against Ishgard. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies, we chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretic's treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against our defenders and came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more of this back at the camp. Sir Amric awaits you. Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Harchefant will know where Sir Amric means to receive us. I just forget to do this. Okay. Surely I won't need second wind for the next 100 seconds. Yo, what up? It is reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of friends who once, when one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. Ah, but you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived, and we would treat you with intercessory. Things over here. Yeah. I thank you for coming with such haste and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Iceheart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we are but recently returned from the gates of judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Alphanot, I think it more important than ever that this meeting takes place. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Estinian. I've met this guy. I wonder if my character makes that face having not done the Lancer story. I wonder how much detail is put into stuff like that. May I present you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon. An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among such masters of the lands, Estinian is without equal. I don't know, man. I did beat him. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. If ever I was without equal, I am no longer. As my fellow Azure Dragoon here will attest, be at ease, Menfina, I did not come to challenge you this day. So it does change. That's so cool. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captain after the assault on the gates. It would seem that Lady Iceheart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Okay, so the main story is going to involve Nidhogg. I was sure we would meet him at some point, I just wasn't sure if it was going to be the main story since it pertained to dragons, or if it would have to do with later on in the, like, what I've yet to unlock for the Dragoon class, because I think I have to own one of the DLCs to keep leveling in that. Nidhogg, one of the 7 Great Worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history, though once defeated by the hero Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorized Kurthus since Isgard's founding. Aye, many are the scars our walls bear of Nidhogg's relentless forces to raise the city. The trophy Haldrath plucked from the bested worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard, and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of his strength, and then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for thousands of years. No mortal mind can comprehend the depths of his rancor. Bro, get your kid. The eye itself is secreted within the... The eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But those stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics. The dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength. Through the endless march of years, the dragons endure, patient, calculating, and inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. And that is especially true of the Great Worms, who spend centuries in slumber only to awake and resume their campaign as if mere hours have passed. It's been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies, 20 years for him to gather his strength, and for us to bolster our defenses, and now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike the gates. You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then? Wouldn't surprise me. Of that we cannot be certain, though we know the heretics covet the eye. We have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. 'Tis a weakness that Dravanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem you have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help but wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies. I would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. As much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, you only stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania. Greetings, how are you doing? I'm good, how are you? Just doing some of the story. About to go fight some dragons, it sounds like. When the Eorzean Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during the Operation Archon, you refused us. Good to hear that. Yeah. I mean, I've already met Estinian because I did the Lancer story, the Dragoon story. It's the starting class I decided to go with. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? Can I play this game on PC? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. I'm playing it on Xbox right now. I do believe it's available on PC, though. I think it's on all platforms. It's crossplay, too, so. I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the Horde would have little cause to linger, and most would return to the lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the runs of Kurthis would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beastmen. I'm planning to play this game. I'm still toward the beginning, and it's been really good. There's a lot of fetch quests in the beginning, but I think it's well worth it. I haven't even really gotten into the deep of it yet either. Until the Garleans' arrival, that is. For you may be certain the Empire would not hesitate to claim Kurthis. They would not even have to draw steel. Yeah, he got you there, didn't he? An Imperial province sharing a border with Mordona. 7 hells. 7 hells, bro. Ahem, very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar, allow me, Sir Amaric. Through the power of the Eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. What the hell? The faces are so funny. Fear not, I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you. The Eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me whatsoever I go. Do you play any other game besides this? I've been thinking about streaming the most recent patch to Wuthering Waves. Besides that, Final Fantasy's kind of been it for me. I've been wanting to get back into 7 too, but I haven't paid for my PlayStation Plus membership. Besides that, that's kind of it right now. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. Then the worm who roared was Nidhogg. Aye, he means to hurl his horde against the Danafin's collar and shatter the remaining wards to protect the city. So the roar wasn't Midgard-Stormer? I think they mentioned earlier that it wasn't, but I'd like to share something with you if you don't mind. Yeah, sure, go for it. There can be no doubt the worm has summoned his minions to war. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in a common cause. Sir Amaric was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. Makes sense. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders, I suspect this softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. If we're to aid the Ishgardians in this war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stones and make our report to the Antecedent. Let's go talk to Moonfidia, yippee! I do wonder if at any point I'm gonna get the like Aetheryte tickets for Mordona. Professional artist with 4.5 years of experience, and I'd love to customize something for you. Sure. I mean, wouldn't say no to that. Although part of me, I think the Aetheryte tickets they gave me was kind of just to bolster kind of like the beginning gold that you receive, so I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't plan on giving it to me either. No, I don't really use either of those, to be honest. I mean, I have one, but to say that I use it would be something completely different. Yo! That's so cool. I want the Phoenix one. Do I have Discord? Again, I have it, but to say that I use it would be, I don't even remember what it's called, you know what I mean?
Alphino, it is good to see you.
Yeah,
Tell
sure.
me, what have you learned?
I'll add it later after I'm done streaming this. Then we can keep talking on there.
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
this was
once
all
I get
but a
off here,
taste of
I'll
what's to come.
add you on there. I don't want to deal with it right now.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alphino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of
Give me 1 second.
Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
There, I added you. I have a TM Opera O username on there. Or, TM Opera O. What's it called? Picture. Profile picture. Alphinaud is right that if Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer its consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go. The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
For those who come after.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
I'm thinking we're gonna fight some dragons. I didn't even see these two were here. Oh. Didn't mean to do that. I have bid the Archons travel to their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge Grain Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, our commanders will be on hand to act as intermediaries. The duration of the conflict. The small matter of persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support, I leave to Alphinaud. For you, my friend, a different task awaits. I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of our own security. Revenant's Toll is but a short flight from the snowfields of Kurthus. It is not unimaginable that the fighting may spill across the border. Pray brief Slav-born on the brewing conflict and discuss potential contingencies. The frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions prove unnecessary. But before you leave, I suggest that you have Tataru accompany you. She has a talent for administration and a firm grasp on the practical challenges we may encounter. An adventure with Tataru, hell yeah, dude. Maybe I get to throw her like BT throws Jack. We are rather close to Kurthus, aren't we? We'd best see our own defenses and take stock of our supplies. Oh, we'll also need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is ready for any eventuality. Let's go, Minfina. I have 101 things to discuss with the Laughboard. I appreciate the warning. If war is coming to Carthage, then the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary, as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I would return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers and the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil, and I'm certain the headquarters will say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild present at this siege. That said, each adventurer is, of course, free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some more capable colleagues on your behalf, and you might try your luck here in Irvine-Sol. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer your call to arms. Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rouse. What the hell? I didn't even say that originally. Spare me your talk of glory and fame. I'm not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I've survived this long by trusting my instincts, and my instincts tell me to stay well away from Ishgard. Fine. Ishgard sounds like she's in a right mess, but that ain't what I wanted to talk to you about. I need you to cast your mind back to the scuffle at the Empire out by the processing plant. A lad from Little Alamigo named O'Wilrid was there with the Fourth that day, and I want to know if you've seen him since, have you? God damn it, I feared as much. Nobody's bloody seen him. It's like the ground opened and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. Around the time Willard stopped turning up for duty, then black market weapons went missing from our vault in Ul'dah. So now, of course, the Braves suspected the lad of making off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company's a disciplined fighting force, but as you and me both know, it's no more than a motley collection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. I sent my work on Discord, check it out, and reply to me there. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that after I'm done streaming here. The only thing that binds us together is some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all, and that and the steady pay. Sounds good? Alright. Now, compared to most others in the crew, Wilward's a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp amongst wolves. I really wish I knew the guy that he was talking about. But the boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Eorzea, he bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rob us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And this is just between you and me, and mind, there's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me something queer he'd noticed in the ledgers. Something about the Braves numbers not adding up. Aye, there's a villain at the end of this trail I stumble on, and I'll bet me good eye it ain't young Wilred. Any road, we've got war to wage, so I'll let you on. And I just thought someone should know I'll be seeing you, Mintina. Sounds pretty cut and dry to me. There he goes. Volunteer my services to the defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claim the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer them mine. 'Twas to escape such a fate that I took up the mantle of adventure. In the first place, I would sooner die in the pursuit of fortune than huddled behind any icy wall. Fair enough. Sell me blade to the Ishgardians. Well, them dragons are a fearsome lot, but I'd slay me fair share if the coin was good. I've worked for one of them knights before, you know, watched me like a bloody hawk he did. Still, I'd put up with worse than for a heavy purse. So Ishgard seeks sell swords to bolster its ranks, huh? Though I'm not sure I like the sound of the siege, those nobles will surely be generous with their rewards. Ah, but I've pledged myself to guard Revenant's toll, modest work. Though it is, I'm loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do, what to do. There you are, Menfina. So did you sway any hearts? 1 or 2, huh? Well, add it to mine, that makes 3 or 4, not including Slothboard's friends. We won't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say one Revenant's Toll veteran is worth a dozen clanking knights at best. I've been so caught up with recruiting that I almost forgot there's been word from Alphanon. Apparently the Alliance leaders are convening in Ul'dah to discuss Ishgard's plight. And they've requested your presence as usual. Anyway, you'd best make your way to Ul'dah. You'll be late. Alphanod said that he would meet you on the royal property. Let's go to Ul'dah. I feel like I'm spending less and less time in the 3 Grand Company areas. Which I'm down for. I definitely want to see the rest of the world. What is that? Okay, well. I like Ul'dah because it's always so easy to see where you need to go. Let's go, where's the big cluster of buildings? We go that way. pretty easily see it from everywhere. Okay, I think I'm going to the center part. I think that's what the promenade is. Yeah. My apologies for calling you away from your task. I had hoped to proceed with these negotiations one leader at a time, but it seems my urgent request for an audience have prompted a gathering of the council. Needless to say, I felt obliged to attend. The alliance leaders are already seated within. Let us join them, shall we? Politics. Let's go. Hello, everybody. We're gonna give voices.
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma,
Yay.
and we agree with your assessment.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Braves' intervention.
Dar has none.
Gridania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alfino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
Here's the next question. Will you help?
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
I don't know if that's how I'd go about asking.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but two of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard, not when our own homes are still under siege.
We dare not leave our
Talking about
interests
the
in
Sahagins,
Cartano
maybe?
undefended as well. Telegi Adalegi and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
Makes sense.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords?
One of your own men kind of just called your own group a bunch of those, so...
Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
Real world
Forgive
problems
me,
in my MMORPG. I mean, it's
careless
interesting.
in my choice of words.
I like how it's simple enough that it's still making sense, because I feel like real world politics lose me very easily.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again. If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust
I'm not even sure what song you're talking about. I haven't heard a song.
For a time,
In this cutscene, you
dispatch
mean?
a larger force to Ishgard. Your Grace?
Oh yeah, because Nanamo said that she was gonna like step back, right? So she's probably thinking about that.
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
Yeah, because we already had that cutscene where her and the leader of Limsa and Gridania were sitting at like the table in her quarters.
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
Raban's catching on.
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
I didn't even hear a song, I'll be honest. Although I think my audio is bugged because I'll be flying around as my chocobo and I'll get like kind of popping happening. So maybe I'm not hearing something that I should be. I don't know. I could just be an airhead and have missed it though too. I would not put that past me. Once again, I owe you an apology. It seems you have been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers on yet another mission of inestimable danger. But I fear we have been left with little alternative. We cannot well abandon Lord Harchefont and Sir Amric to their fate. We must abide by the Council's decision, as short-sighted as it is, and strive to fulfill our roles of Eorzea's guardians. Captain Ilberd, what news? Then the assault has begun. We have but this moment concluded our audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. Your unit will join House Durandare at the Steel Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the knights and thin the Dravanian horde ere they descend upon Ishgard. I will join you as soon as I am able. Benfina, I would have you and your adventurer allies bolster the defenses at the Steps of Faith. Report first to Sir Marceline at the Gates of Judgment, and he will direct you to where you are needed most. May the gods grant us victory. For the Chocobo music, I turned that off because I could tell immediately that was gonna get really annoying. But since there's, hopefully it'll happen when I get on it here in a second. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about. It'll be almost like there's supposed to be a sound of like wind playing, but it'll only come in every like 2 seconds or something. There's music. I haven't encountered that bug. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's not game breaking or anything, so I don't really mind it. I've been thinking about turning the music back on. I just have a feeling that if I do that, I'm going to turn it off immediately again. Oh, they have different music? Oh, I'll definitely turn it back on then. I'll do that after I get off here, because I don't know, I don't know if there's anything I shouldn't show in the settings, you know what I mean? The music in the trial will be the music for the mount. I think my favorite song from this game that I've heard so far, I haven't even gotten to yet. I saw I don't know if his name's Thornton or Throdon, but there's like the extreme music for his raid, and it's got like the main menu like chimes in it. Yeah, I heard that and I immediately had to save it. Something about the chimes, man. Oh, we're going all the way up to Kurthus. I'm gonna love that fight. I hope so. I mean, he looked really cool, the armor. I'd also been wondering when we were gonna head into this area. One of the best trial fights in the game. What does trial mean? Is that just the amount of players? Did I see the fight or just the music? I watched there's a bunch of like Asmongold videos where he's playing the game, and that fight, him trying to beat that fight, was one of the videos. I just watched that one. Trials equal primal fight. Okay. And they just... scale... The trials are the primal fights, and they have each their own, like, set of difficulties. Because I know I unlocked, like, the hard modes for the original 3. Yeah? Okay. I've been waiting to go into this castle. You are the appointed captain of the sellsword contingent, then welcome. There's no shortage of blade work to be done. As we speak, Dravanian skirmishing parties are harrying positions across the Central Highlands. I've assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks, and for the present, I would have you join them. This, of course, merely is a precursor to the assault on Ishgard proper. The wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces, but we will not be so easily drawn out of position. The Temple Knights will remain on the steps of faith and continue our preparations. When the Horde arrives in force, they shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back to me once their advanced skirmishers are slain. Then you unlock the higher difficulty called Extreme. Oh wait, okay. Hard mode is the common one tied to the story. Then you unlock the higher difficulty, it's called Extreme. Isn't there one after that, or is Extreme the highest? For trial fights. I'm thinking Savage, but I think that might be a WoW term. Extreme is the highest. I think the one time... I'm actually not sure. Let me look. Oh yeah, I do have an extreme. The one time I tried to queue for it, I was waiting for like half an hour and then eventually just gave up. Savage is the higher difficulty for raids. Okay. That was the wrong thing. This is the first fight since I've been on. Awesome. The highest difficulty for a fight is the ultimate raids. So there's extreme, savage, and ultimate for the different tiers, or for the different types. Okay. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Who cares? He knows what I mean. I thought we were stopping back here at the castle. Special kind of raid because it's like a gauntlet. So it doesn't follow the same kind of layout as the original version, is what you're saying? Like it's just like a completely different fight. I'd queue up for the extreme version of the Moogle one, but I don't think we'd be able to join these little like dark circle areas. There's some people who are still willing to do it sync. Oh, I thought we were done. I'll queue up for it. I don't think I've had the chance to do it still. I'd like to. I'll probably die a lot though. You saw me trying to do that raid yesterday. I guess that is something though that people try to go in with like a prearranged party though, huh? I didn't even think about that. It's probably really easy to wipe with randoms. memorization for each fight. What news, adventure? The reinforcements decimated, you say. Giovanni and devils, damn their scaly hides. Hold fast to your grief and fury, my lady. We will avenge the deaths of your fellows in the battle. Ere you commit yourself to the siege, you should know what it is you are tasked with defending. Beyond the gates of judgment lie the steps of faith, a great bridge of stone that leads directly to the city of Ishgard. More than simply a means to cross the sea of clouds, the bridge serves as a foundation for the arcane wards that form the barrier we call Danifin's Collar. Alas, in dispelling the barrier's outermost layer, that thrice-damned witch Iceheart stripped the bridge of its protection, and thus now the dragons are able to land unhindered upon the steps of faith. Should the Dravanians succeed in destroying the remainder of the wards, the winged devils will be free to swarm within the city itself. Needless to say, we cannot suffer that to happen. It shall be our task as defenders to prevent any harm from coming to those parts of the bridge wherein the wards are sealed. 3 yet remain, and we have dispatched our forces accordingly. I would ask you and your comrades to accompany our defenders to the outermost ward. I should hope that includes you as well, yes? Who we got? Oh, we got the whole squad! The Scions of the Seventh Dawn, holy! We cannot well stand idly by while the Horde threatens the good people of Ishgard. Indeed, to do otherwise would go against all that Master Louiswell had taught us. As for where we might be the most assistance, I think it prudent we divide into groups. Ida and I will join the rear guard. Right, if the dragon should reach us, we'll sure give them what for. Thank you, all of you. Pray speak with me again when your preparations are complete, and together we shall stand against the Horde. Here we go. Oh shit. Oh, he's big. Okay, now give me him, but as a mount. The exact same size. Claim victory this day, or Ishgard falls. Accept the fury into your heart and defend this bridge with your life's blood. There is so much going on. Is there something I could do about the fire breath that he did? Because that downs the barrier. Oh no! I like the sound of that. And the barrier's already at 30, so I feel like I'm not doing that great. Yeah, fall down. Run! Okay.
Eva, to me.
Oh shit. I don't know if my class has, I think it has some points, but I don't know which ones they are. My healers are up there though. I don't know if they can reach me from there. I've never played a healer. I'm gonna go back up here with them. Okay, do I fail now that it's a 0? First ward of breach. Okay. Oh, I need to reapply my buffs. I haven't been paying attention. Okay. This was a trial before, but I'm gonna walk through. They decided to remove it. So they like changed this after the fact. This wasn't in the original campaign, or it just they just like removed it. Big damage. Big damage on me if I don't stay out of the bubbles. I thought I had it to where my weapon was out. It could only target enemies. I guess I'm gonna go back and look at that too later. Hard time doing it. I'm guessing for reasons that made it not like a fun difficult fight, just like a tedious fight. I'm sure there are no shortage of people who want a difficult fight in there. That's the wrong way. Oh shit. To activate the buff until the ads spawn again. Ida and I have matters here well in hand. If you must go see the final one. Okay. The DPS check was so high. Yeah. That does sound really annoying. I don't really care for stuff like that. But I think that's more because it's really easy for the company to be like here's the DPS check, buy the latest thing. I'm not saying that's what Final Fantasy is, but I think that's kind of why it immediately gives me kind of a bad taste in my mouth when I do stuff like that. Bro. Destroying the wall with that isn't scripted? I've yet to even use the party finder. The one time I tried, somebody DM'd me and was like, dude, it'll be quick just use the duty finder. So I'm assuming if the Knight's resolve is 0, then I have to do it. Kind of like the final push. I think we've got it. I don't have a I call it Game Finder. Party Finder is the one that you go in and it's the... You like add tabs. It's like, oh, this is for practice. Like Sprouts welcome, and then you can like basically put your listing up. Oh, it's something else? That is what it is? Yeah, that's the one thing that I tried to use that once and somebody messaged me and was like, don't do that. The dragons, they're withdrawing. Victory is ours. Yippee! It was all because of that one Lalafell at the front there. I wonder if these are other like player characters, because that's a very unique looking Lalafell in my opinion. One of Nidhogg's greatest champions slain. The Horde will not soon recover from this blow. But what of you, Nidhogg? Why did you not join your minions and make of this battle a slaughter? Have you grown so fond of the stench of your lair? Mayhap you prefer to have your allies fight your battles for you. You have a girl to do your bidding now, do you not? No matter. I shall slay Iceheart and all the rest. Party Finder is where you put like a shout that you want to do this dungeon, Charles, etc., etc. See, that makes a lot of sense. If there's like, I guess it would be good for like guilds. But then I'm wondering why you wouldn't just party up and then queue. I don't know. I'm sure there's something I'm not considering. But I yearn to spill the blood of the great worm Nidhogg, and only your death will sate my lance. That was fun. It was hectic. It'll automatically turn into a party. Okay, so that's kind of just it literally just forgoes the act of needing to invite everybody in separately. Menfina, the dragons are routed, lest you wander fighting at the steel vigil was so fierce, but my crystal braves were not found wanting. When you open a party finder, someone joined it will automatically turn it. You know, I guess. Oh, I just read that. That was the same message I just read. I guess that makes sense that they call it party finder then, huh? Critical thinking is really difficult sometimes. Commander Leveilleur, Menfina, true to your word, you have arrived to aid us in our hour of need. On behalf of the Holy See and the people of Ishgard, I offer you my humble thanks. Although I would stay to lavish you with well-deserved praise, I fear I must away to oversee the aftermath of the siege. Not all dragons are fled, and there are yet wounded to be carried from the field. Pray let us meet anon. I might express my thanks with the proper courtesy. Party Finder is always a hit or a miss of people being short-tempered. At that point, I feel like I don't know, because you'd think if you're looking for a party to like hop into something, you know you're going to be kind of in it for until you get it figured out, if that makes sense. Like, I'm just thinking in the context of doing like a new raid or something. You're kind of opening a party finder going like, all right, we're going to figure this shit out. Because if you just try to do it with randoms, then they're not really obligated to stay if you fail the first time. But with a party finder, at least to me, like if you sign up for a party finder, you're signing up to like see it through to the end. That's the main use of party finder. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So. With the Dravanian horde thus weakened and scattered, the threat to Ishgard has been greatly diminished. And mayhap equally significant, the Holy See must now recognize the necessity of cooperation with foreign powers. Long have they barred their gates against the outside world, but I am confident that the day will soon come when Ishgard proclaims itself a member of the Eorzean Alliance once more. Much have we sacrificed in our struggles against dragons and primals, the ASCIANs and the Empire, but step by unfaltering step, we march nearer to our goal. And as ever, the journey is made with you in the van. The victory you have won this day gives us greater hope for the morrow. 'Tis a hope that shall sustain us in the days to come and bear past many evils that yet seek to hinder our progress. Yes, we have done well. A friend and I, for one, would take a moment to savor the enormity of our achievement. The demands of duty, however, allow me little time for levity. I must accompany Captain Ildbert back to Ul'dah and reassign those braves to the squad whose squads suffered heavy losses. You, my friend, have earned a rest in the Rising Stones. Pray return to Revenant's Toll and share your tale with Minfilia in person. Goodbye, friends. You know who I wonder about? I wonder what's up with Alizé. Because she got mad at Alphanod in the beginning, and we haven't seen her since. All I know is that she is studying under the Red Mage now, because I did the Red Mage quest. That's literally all I know. So I'm just waiting for the cutscene where we're like on the fences, and then she just jumps in, and then boom, she's back in the party or something like that. We will see to informing the other nations of what took place here. Do be sure to give our regards to Minfilia. Like, there are so many branches that the story has, I guess, grown so far that are actually... It does a good job of making you care about where they're going to go in the future. What the hell? I've seen some crazy mounts today. Yeah, in this part of the story, Alizé is mostly missing. Like, I don't think any of the Scions have made any mention of her either, other than when... I think when... Oh god, what's her name? When Minfilia, her mother, came back into the picture, Alphanod said something, and then Minfilia was kind of like, you know, what place are you to talk about family matters? And that's... Even then, they didn't even specifically mention Alizé, but I mean, you can obviously pick up on what she's getting at. Minfina, welcome back. Alphanod sent word of the siege, and of course, the role you played in ending it. Your deeds never cease to amaze me, Minfina, thank you. What do we got here? Skill speed and spell speed. I'll do this one. Because I've been enjoying leveling Thaumaturge. I think they will explain why Alizai is missing in some part of the story. I sure hope so. I mean, I'm sure at some point she comes back. I just don't know. Again, it's one of those things where I don't know how many expansions into the game I'm going to have to play to actually figure it out, how long I'm going to be made to wonder. You must be wary, Menfina, and now may very well be your only chance to... Antecedent! Hello. A messenger from Ul'dah arrived with a missive for you. The royal seal, curious indeed. Ah, an invitation. On behalf of the Council of the Eorzean Alliance, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul Namo invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to attend a feast at the Royal Palace of Ul'dah in honor of Ishgard's recent victory. It would seem we are able to be recognized for our part in lifting the siege, you for your valiant efforts as commander of the adventurers' contingent, and the Archons for their earnest attempts to rouse the city-states. Truly, I find it strange that the Alliance leaders should think themselves deserving of a place as such a celebration. That's what I was wondering. They said no to helping, and then they were just kind of like... I guess they didn't say no. They said, we'll send as little people as possible. And then now that we've won, they're like, guys... We did a great job. Pat everybody on the back, truly. We all did such a good job in this. All three refused to deploy their standing armies, preferred to send a hastily assembled company of sellswords, many of whom perished ere the siege began, and they truly so brazen to seek a share in the glory of your triumph. But mayhap they simply seek a pretext to meet with the Ishgardians while the mood is yet jubilant. Such an occasion would present a fine opportunity to press for Ishgard's return to the Eorzean Alliance. We have scarce had time to mourn Moonbrita, and I, for one, am in no mood to carouse. But I suppose we must put away our grief for the good of the realm. Though you were promised rest, I fear I must insist that you also attend. It would be strange celebration indeed if the victorious hero were not present. Pray content yourself with the thought that such occasions may bring about momentous change, and this without recourse to bloodshed. Tataru, if you would do me the favor of contacting the rest of the Scions. Of course, Antecedent. And please let me know if there's anything else I can do. Tataru's the goat. Tataru's awesome. She's gone. Tataru is conspicuous by her absence. Tataru, I believe she just stepped outside. Now that I think on it, she did seem rather preoccupied. Okay. The stream manager on my phone froze. I had to make sure we were still good. Okay, where are we going? Oh, we're just looking around. There she is. Oh, Infina, it's you. I didn't mean to worry anyone. It's nothing, really. Well, it's not nothing, exactly. But it feels like nothing compared to the towering trials you and the others face every day. Ah, that's why I should probably talk to Minfilia before things get any worse. You always know what to say, Minfina. I'm glad we had this little chat. For Tataru, nothing is of little concern. What was that? Is that a koi fish? Is there a koi fish mount? That would be sick. Yes, Tataru, you have my undivided attention. I've been hesitant to broach the subject, but with all recent excitement, Minfina made me realize that there's no time like the present, and time is what I'm here to ask for you. I'm not sure I understand. If you wish to be excused from your duties for a time, you have certainly earned the rest. But I suspect that lying abed is far from your intent. You know me too well, Antecedent. There is in fact something I've been wanting to try my hand at. Along with the adventures of the Crystal Braves, the Scions are constantly being thrown into dangerous battle and deadly predicaments. Even Hoary Boulder and Coltonet have been promoted from guarding duty to fill our need to competent warriors. And it so seems that only right I too should acquire the power to defend myself, and others, more importantly. When I return, I shall be both your receptionist and your bodyguard. Battle Tataru. Whoa, hey. I was hoping we'd hear, like, sounds of somebody getting thrown around. Like she just chose to, like, body slam the guy right after she left. That's the first time I've almost been knocked to the ground by a Lalafell. I've never seen Miss Tataru so determined. Has aught befell with which I might help Antecedent? Not at present, thank you. Was there something you would ask of me? Oh yes, pray excuse my distraction. An adventurer who was to join us for escort duty was injured while out on patrol, and I fear we cannot properly defend the scholars entrusted to our protection without the aid of at least one more guard. Therefore, I humbly request that another adventurer of the capable kind of course be assigned to our party. Very well, I shall consider the potential candidates and provide you with a replacement as soon as I am able. My thanks, Antecedent. I take my leave of you. Oh. Mayhap she hopes to gain the admittance to the Arcanist Guild in Limzolo Minza. Yes, that will be the way of it. Would you be so kind as to journey to the guild to see all is well? It is doubtless unwarranted, but surely I am not alone in my concern for her safety. I wonder, do you perchance recall the commitment I made to furnish Hoary Boulder with a capable adventurer? Well, I'm sorry to say that I have yet has been unable to do so. Now I realize that you are rather more than a capable adventurer, but that escort duty is frankly beneath a woman of your talents. I have no one else to turn to at present. Might you be willing to forego rest and assist us in this matter? Generous to a fault, I thank you, Menfina. Now it seems only fair that I explain the importance of the import of the task in question. For some time, our order has employed a handful of scholars to travel around Eorzea seeking etheric readings that we might better understand the impact of primal summonings. Naturally, it behoves us to ensure that our employees' safety, and so we ask the adventurers of our service to serve as escorts. Ori Boulder and Coltonet were to act as two such escorts, and was a third adventurer. Alas, due to injury, said adventurer was not presently fit for duty, hence my need to impose upon your goodwill. You are truly a pillar of strength, Menfina. Ori Boulder will share with you the details of your task. He should be waiting for you outside. Be safe. So what one should we follow first? I kind of want to go see what's up with Tataru. But he's right here. We'll see where it takes us. Menfina, is it true that you agreed to lend us a hand? Huzzah! What did I tell you, Coltonet? Our misfortune is become a blessing, an opportunity to serve alongside the warrior of light herself. Need I remind you that we have 3 scholars to escort, each of whom will take a different route. True, but our mission will be the same. Separated by malms we may be, but in spirit we shall be together. If such thoughts bring you joy, you are welcome to think them. To more practical concerns, Menfina, we would have you attend the scholar charged with surveying the South Shroud. He is waiting at Camp Tranquil as we speak. All you need to do is follow the man. He will determine the most appropriate locations to take his readings. In spirit, Menfina, in spirit. We shall be together every step of the way. So this one's going to take us to Grenade. And I think they said the Tataru one was in Limsa. Where is Camp Tranquil? Oh, it is in the South Shroud. Yeah, we'll do that one first. I wonder if either of these are going to tie into the bigger plot at hand, or if these are kind of just, I guess, filler quests. What in the world? I've seen a lot of these, like, I guess, not really cybernetic, but astronaut-like. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Astronaut-like pieces of gear. I've seen a lot more of them recently. I don't know where they're from. Oh, the space chocobo barding. I assume it's from the same spot that the actual armor is from. I thought he just had a robot chocobo for a second. I was like, where do you get that? Those are from Dawn Trail stuff. You get that in the special area of Dawn Trail. Huh. Well, I guess we've got a ways to go before we get to that. Is it a place similar to, what's it called, like Euphoria? I've heard of Euphoria. I don't want to say since it can be a spoiler. Best to avoid those. Well, It's just a special area for crafters, that's all I can say. Alright. I mean, I'll get there one day. It'll be after a next few hundreds of hours, but we'll get there. Yes, this location should suffice. Once I finish calibrating my instruments, I will require but a moment to take the necessary measurements. Please, I need not explain. My work can suffer no interruptions, then please stand at an appropriate distance and keep watch for wild beasts. You got it. Boom! Cool. I see we have both completed our respective tasks, a satisfactory outcome, though if I would make one suggestion, you might try to dispatch your foes more quietly in future. I do not like to pick fault, but I really must be allowed to concentrate. Now then, Snakebolt awaits, shall we? I feel like I did pretty good for the fact that you didn't, I don't know, die. I think Gridania is my favorite of the three starting areas. Right about here, yes. Before, I would ask that you keep an eye out for dangerous beasts as I work. Just like last time. There's something about the, like the huge forest, like the trees that are bigger than, like, buildings. Like as big as skyscrapers, I mean. I feel like it's pretty normal for a tree to be building. He probably didn't like that explosion. Fascinating. These readings are not at all what I expected. Though perhaps it should come as no surprise, I'm not given to superstition, but there is a queer, almost blasphemous air about. Let us quit this place and return to Roots Lake. We have one more site to survey. Yeah, Gridania is a comfy place, especially the housing district. I've already decided that if I do one of the housing districts, it's going to be the, what's it called, the lavender beds. That place is 100% the best looking one. I think it's really easy for me though that jungles are like, probably in every game, they're one of my favorite kinds of biomes. Or like forest areas. the Heavens Ward housing is also nice if you're into, well, King Arthur vibe. I like King Arthur. Specifically, I like Excalibur. I mean, we were literally talking about Fate yesterday. I have a saber display on my wall. So, I guess maybe you don't consider that, I guess, technically King Arthur, but I think I tried to actually understand King Arthur one time. Here, let me get through this. I tried to actually understand King Arthur one time. I started to watch a video on it, and the first thing the person said is basically, first thing you need to know, nobody understands King Arthur. I was like, okay, well, now I don't feel as bad. The one thing I learned from that video is that every aspect of that story was written by basically a different person. Well, he's right. Well, like Saber, nobody really understood Saber. Nobody really understands Saber. Yeah. Trying to think. The Saber route for Stay Night is the first one I watched, and that was quite a while ago. I hardly remember anything about it. I didn't even realize that there were going to be more housing, like, districts in the later expansions. I was kind of beginning to believe that the main 3 areas were kind of the main 3, just throughout the whole game. This data should prove invaluable to Sniff, ye gods. What is that stench? Did you slaughter a keep of adamantoids while my back was turned? Quickly now to Camp Tranquil. I will not have my clothing reeking of blood and offal. You choose to paddle the Ichor. In the Ichor while longer, I take it no matter. I took advantage of my unexpected privacy and performed the cursory analysis of my data. I came over here immediately. It would appear that there has been a measurable decrease in Eorzea's ambient ether concentration since the calamity. However, this data is far from conclusive. We must take additional measurements to confirm my assessment. For our next survey, I will have you escort me to Earth's Fount. The ambient ether concentrations there are so high that crystalline structures form spontaneously. Consequently, anomalous fluctuations should be much easier to detect. Brilliant, yes? No? Don't bother answering. That was rhetorical. Now come along. We have to spend more time with this guy. I don't think I'm going to be able to get over this. Let's go the route. Why she wanted that kind of wish for the Holy Grail. Yeah, I feel like I would never personally have the mindset she did. But I could see why, as a character, she'd be like, oh, you know, I gave my life to the... I gave my wife, oh my god. I gave my life away as soon as I chose to become king. So she has to continue to, like, you know, live for, I guess, the... What's the word I'm trying to think of? the position of king rather than for Artoria Pendragon, if that makes sense. Like, it's almost like it's not even her wish at that point. It's the wish of the, like, the King of England. You should be more than familiar with the procedure by now. Pray find a suitable position from which to keep watch while I take measurements. I gotta rewatch Unlimited Blade Works. I know that's not the saber route, but that's what I don't understand. Why would you wish for that? Like, that's just giving your life away. Oh, we're in like a cutscene. Yes, yes, quite high. Still remarkably lower than historical measurements taken near the end of the 6th Astral Era. Could the presence of a primal account for the difference, or is it something else? Something else. Again, like I said, I don't think I would ever have that mindset, especially since, if I remember correctly, all of her, like, subjects, hated her. So at that point, she was literally just doing it. It was like, oh, I'm the king. I have to, you know. I have to do it because I'm the king. Scion, come here. I need you. Oh, shit. Fear not, my friends, for help has arrived. I thought you were supposed to be like miles away. There you are, Renfina. Hori and I were worried when you and your charge failed to return at the appointed hour. Okay, so we're just taking longer than everybody else. Saber's mentality is something else. I love all the scenes where I think it was in that sideshow where it was like cooking with the Emiya family. I gotta say, she's waifu material. Aren't they all? Like, that whole show is just made up of just awesome characters. I'll say it, dude. Even the dudes. Lancer, what a badass. Archer, what a badass. But there's that spin-off show where she's like, everybody's looking for things to do around the house, and she's like, Shiro, I will sit here and wait for the food. And Shiro's like, you do that. That is a great idea. Gutted like a hog, not by one. No, these wounds were made with a blade. Doesn't look like he put up much of a fight neither. Nary a mark on his sword or his shield. I've heard nothing of any Crystal Brave operations in this area. What cause had Wilrid to come here? Okay, so that was Wilrid. Sorry, I was taking a drink. I was trying to remember who Wilrid was earlier, and I couldn't. What should we do? We will see to the scholar's protection, Menfina. Aye, the boys remains. You should return to the Rising Stones. The antecedent will want to know what happened here. So do I. I know this guy's like a throwaway character, but I actually really like him. We're going to the Rising Stones. I'll just teleport there. I think that's pretty far away from... Well? Yeah, I'm just going to teleport there. I think Lancer versus Archer, like on the, I think it was like on a tennis court, like right at the beginning of the show, was one of the first moments where I was like, yo, you know, like, I guess I didn't really have any expectations for the animation, except for the opening. Dude, Brave Shine. one of the greatest opening songs like ever. I don't care what you say. I don't care what anybody says. And the animation along with it. Menfina, you are returned, and you seem troubled. Did the role of escort chafe so? Lancer spears Gable, great. Yeah. It's the noble phantasm that's supposed to like always hit its mark, but then Saber immediately dodges it, just barely. Wilred dead, mayhap murdered by the 12. How can that be? I will send word to Alphanaut at once. I will want to conduct a full investigation and send word to Wilred's family. Gods, he was just a boy. Who would do this and why? This one, I guess. That's the relic for Dragoon class? Wait, is it really? Am I looking at the right thing here? Or are you talking about something else? Weapon. Oh, okay. I'm guessing that'll probably come later in the Dragoon quest, because I think when I hit level 50, it said something about I had to own one of the other expansions. A special weapon for each class in each expansion. So, how do I continue leveling Dragoon? I think it said I had to own... I want to say it said I had to own Shatterbringers. But I honestly don't remember. All I do know is that it... I should have, like, the next few things. Yeah. I'm still on free trial? No, I actually messed it up. So I am paying, but I just don't own any of the expansions just yet. I got like the worst possible outcome. I don't own any of the expansions, and I'm still paying the monthly membership. I got to do the job quest. I don't have one. I think it said I had to own one of the expansions. I just don't remember which one it said. Did I miss something? I was kind of half distracted, so I might have forgotten to... Well, Fan Feast is coming? You mean... I'm guessing you mean Fan Fest. What is, I've been iffy on looking into Fan Fest because I don't want to bundle Character Edition like an event. I haven't really wanted to look into it because I don't want to get spoiled on anything. I assume a big gathering of people like that who all love the game. I feel like there will absolutely be spoilers present. Enter before you finish your mission. It's all good. Probably gonna see what's up with Tataru and then get off here. See where this quest takes me and then call it. Probably going to put the whole bundle edition of the game on sale. If they do that I'll 100% buy it. My one question would be, is it obvious whenever A Realm Reborn, like, after story ends and Heavensward begins, because that's kind of why I put off buying it, because I wanted to know exactly, like, when that transition was. I'm talking to the wrong person. Am I blind? Where do I go? What was that again? My headset cut off. Is it obvious, like, when A Realm Reborn After Story ends and Heavensward begins? Because the reason that I didn't initially buy Heavensward, like, already, is because I wanted to know when that transition would be. I just couldn't find the staircase. I didn't know I had to actually leave the room I was in. Battle Tataru. What are you doing here? I didn't mean for her to worry. That's the least thing I wanted. Putting an end to such worries is precisely the reason I came here, don't you see? I, Tataru Taru, shall become the great and powerful Arcanist. And now, at Mistress Thubbergeim's behest, I must go and complete a special training exercise until we meet again. There's also a hint for the game when it will transition to... Because I know after A Realm Reborn actual story, we got a credit scene. I feel like with it being an after story, they're not going to do credits again. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanist Guild. Do you require assistance? I think it'd be so funny if all of the Scions met up at the end of Reborn and Minfilia was just like, well guys, it's about time we went Heavensward, and they all looked at the camera. They will do an after credits kinda? Okay. Well, if that's the case, I mean, I'll still probably do what I planned on doing originally, is just play through A Realm Reborn. When you go to 2.0, you mean 3.0. Yeah, I'll probably do what I did before. I'll just play through this until I reach that wall where I have to have Heavensward to continue, and then I'll look into buying it. Because at that point, probably give it a little while longer for the fan fest, if you say that the bundles are going to go on sale. So you are acquainted with our newest member. I'm sorry to be a bearer of bad news, but I fear young Tataru may not be idly suited to study the Arcanima. Nevertheless, she would not be denied and goes now to undertake her trial. A simulated inspection of 3 crates, a simple task, some might say, but not all Arcanists are expected to complete. A thought occurs to me, why not supervise Tataru's training? You are clearly an accomplished adventurer, and given your relationship with the girl, you seem an ideal person to have on hand. Her trial will be conducted at the cliffs, south of the Zephyr Gate. You need only to observe at a distance. You know what guild she would be perfect for? The Thaumaturge's Guild. Because it's completely made up of Lalafels. I actually probably could switch to like Red Mage, since it started at level 50. Or Azure Seas to Pirate's Port, where she meet her shining jewel. To bring the smuggler's plans to naught, came the last whom none could fool. Beat 'em with a backdraft, gut 'em with a gust, deck 'em with a downburst, go Carbuncle go. Oh ho ho ho! Are those crates I spy? And this must be the true test. But we're ready for them, aren't we, Carbuncle? Oh. Carbuncle? Huh? Oh no. Come back, Carbuncle, come back! There's a reason why Carbuncle ran away. Yeah, I got my stream manager on my phone and my phone's at 10%, so after this quest I'll definitely get off here, because I won't be able to read the chat anymore. Or actually, I'm not using the cord for... I actually got batteries for my controller, so I can actually just put it on the charger. If I can find my charger. Well, maybe it can't do that. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna look for this. Alright, we're good. You needn't say a word. Your face says it all. I know you bore witness to my shame. Betrayed by my own carbuncle and left at the mercy of wild beasts. I must accept my truth. I'll never be a warrior like you or the others. I will inform Mistress Thubbergheim of my intent to withdraw from the guild. Arcanima is so much else is beyond me. I'm telling you, man, become a thaumaturge. Also, is the carbuncle, is that like the... I know there's a class where you get like little ads and they go toward your like your abilities. Is that what that is? My headset cut off again. What was that? So the little thing that was running around with her, I know that there's a class in the game where you kind of get little creatures and they go toward your abilities. I was wondering if that's what that was running around with her. If that's if those little creatures are maybe part of the base kit for the Arcanist class. Yeah. Oh, the Summoner. That's definitely a class that I want to level into, because I'm a huge fan of Summoner classes in every game. It's very easy to learn too. I'm glad to hear it. I mean, there's a certain level of like appreciative I can be of somebody who learns a really complicated class, but when I'm just trying to play the game, like there's a time and a place for the hard class. I gotta talk to the lady upstairs. What am I doing? I don't always want to play a super, like, tedious class, is what I'm saying, basically. Like, when I'm leveling, when I'm not streaming the story, and I'm just leveling different... Oh, fun fact about Tataru, she has a very unique ether and strong capacity. Summoner was kind of annoying to play. I heard they did something big to it. I mean, I had wondered for a bit if Tataru was ever going to have like a really big story impact, because I feel like she's the type of character that could go either way, where she means a lot in the story, or she's there as kind of the... She's there as kind of just, I guess, the comedic relief and stays the same throughout the whole thing. Arcanima is the science of being... I just talked to the wrong person again. No, I don't want to join. I guess I should accept it if I'm going to start leveling the class. Back soon. How fared your fledgling Arcanist? Well, all I'm going to say, Heaven's Ward. It always goes back to that, doesn't it? Abysmally, mistress. Abysmally, as Menfina will testify. I was wrong to become an Arcanist. Wrong as usual. I'm completely and utterly disqualified, and I sincerely apologize for wasting your time. Tataru, if that were true, I would not have permitted you to join in the first place. We must all come to accept our limitations, lest our ambitions lead us astray. However, we must not lose sight of our strengths in the process. For example, your exceptional skill with numbers helped you to gain a solid grasp of the fundamentals of Arcanima. Were it not so, you would have struggled even to summon Carbuncle to your side. In my opinion, the Scions are truly fortunate to have such a capable and good-natured receptionist in their service. Would you not agree? Yes, 100%. In Tataru, she never realized that her ether is different. You were too kind, mistress. Though I cannot overcome this challenge, I shall take your words to heart and try not to be discouraged. I imagine it gets important at some point, since that information is known, that she has different ether. I imagine it would become relevant at some point. As fetching these garments are, I fear I shall never don them again. But I can't go back to the Rising Stones without something to show for my time away. Wait, I know what I can do. That is, if you don't mind accompanying me for a little longer. Wonderful, then Casa del Sol we will go. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm confident it will pay off. Oh, she's gonna become a warrior. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to Red Mage. Play something a little bit different for a bit. Warrior's the easiest to learn. I started leveling it because that's what I heard. And I really wanted to learn tank. I would like to learn the 3 archetypes at some point. And yeah, it's fun. It's the Unga Bunga tank. I heard it has a lot of self-heal, so you can be a lot more aggressive than other classes. Obviously, when I get far enough to get access to it, I'm going to do Dark Knight, because who doesn't want to have a sword just hanging over their shoulder like fucking Artorias from Dark Souls? Basically, it's pretty much a blue healer. By blue healer, do you mean a healer that is like tank class? Tank is blue, or do you mean is there like an actual like blue healer class in the game and it's just similar to that? I think there's blue mage, right? I don't know if it has like healing capabilities. I play Paladin and Warrior. Those 2 tanks pretty much can solo some dungeons. I need to stop saying that. Stop saying I say it a lot. I rewatched my VOD yesterday. And I seriously thought about tallying how many times I said like and like. Yes, this is it. This is where the man at the Drowning Wench told me to look. There's a certain variety of clam that can be harvested this time of year in the Bloodshore, which produces the most marvelous pearls. However, these clams are also coveted by certain wild creatures and fared rather poorly in the battle last time. Let us be off. But I started leveling the one that turns into Paladin eventually, because Paladins are sick. And then I learned that it kinda... What I heard that Paladin did, I didn't think really struck me as my sort of play style, so I went over to Marauder into Warrior. But I'll probably go back to it. For one of my runs in the Dawn Trail dungeon, 80% of the run, the healer was gone. What fortune, I've already found one. You would be so kind as to keep watch while I work. This should only take a moment. I was doing a dungeon off stream the other day. Cause what I do is I play story on stream and then like all of my sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. All of my like level grinding. One of them with the DPS said no healer, no problem. I feel like as a Lancer or Dragoon, you have that healing spell. So I feel like they have some self-healing, but I was doing my leveling as tank off, like not streaming, and the healer was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, so sorry, guys. I have kids. I gotta go take care of them. Can you give me like 5 minutes?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." We sat there, and then eventually they got, I guess, kicked. So they're waiting for like 5 minutes for somebody to just basically leave. I'm playing this all wrong. I need to concentrate. I did just do that. Okay, well, whatever. I can make my chocobo here. I have. I guess I do have a question about that, because I've basically leveled it completely up on the healer tree, but I have it to where it can do any of them. Would it be more worth it to have it specifically only do healer stuff? Or is it, like, does it really matter since I haven't leveled any of the other ones up? Go to the action. Yeah. Healer stance. There you go. Is that it? Is that all I need to do? Yeah? Alright. See, because, I thought... it was still casting those already. But it was just casting through all the trees. Is that not how it works? Oh, look at me go. When you summon Chocobo, he will be on freelance stance. He will attack and heal. Now he's on healer stance, he will only heal. I'm okay with him doing all of it as long as he heals me when I need it. Okay, I need to switch back to Dragoon, because I can't talk and try to play Red Mage at the same time. It is not working. Oh, you're fine. Definitely switch back here. I think maybe I'll play it some more off, and then once I get used to doing it, kind of... Once I get used to doing it, just kind of autopilot, then I'll change it. Well fought, Minfina, well fought. I knew I was ready to ask you to come. As for me, I have a prize. A bounty of blood pearls. So named for the reddish hue, they were treasured as wards against dark magics in ancient times. I thought I might make charms for everyone so that no matter where they go, they will always come home. It's sort of the power to defend myself and other people in a way, right? Well, I mustn't keep Flamen waiting. There's work to be done and lots of it. We're to secure provisions for the scions of the Lominsan markets. She may have an eye for quality, but I have a nose for bargains. Will you be heading back to the Rising Stones? If so, pray convey my apologies to the antecedent and tell her that she needn't worry about me. Farewell, Minfina, and thank you for everything. That sounded rather final, didn't it? How about until we meet again? Epic. Uh-oh. Thought she was going to try something. Try to go back to the Arcanist Guild or something. Oh, somebody was cheering me on. I had a cheerleader. Welcome home, Minfina. I gather you found Tataru in Limsa. Maya, sounds as though she had quite an adventure, and while it did not end as she hoped, I suspect that it will prove to be a valuable experience. I dare say she could have managed without our intervention. Even so, I appreciate the indulging in my request. I'm sorry, Minfina. No doubt you have other matters to attend to, and we have already imposed upon you so much. Pray take some time for yourself. I dare say you have more than earned a respite. After all, we will be mostly busy with preparations as the banquet draws near. Should other adventurers summon you elsewhere, perhaps now is the time to heed their call. In order to progress the main scenario, you must first complete certain quests in the Crystal Tower series. Oh, okay, well. Perfect place to stop, I think. So, thanks for joining me again, man. I'll probably honestly keep playing, but I'm just gonna get off here and do like just some more like dungeon runs on other classes. You're almost there, what do you mean? Should I not stop? Should I go do the crystal thing? Cause I think the crystal thing, I think I'm only one mission away, cause I think it was a trio of 3 dungeons, right? And I think I already did the first 2. I think all I have to do is the final one. But I think you only have 6 more. Quests, you mean? Yeah. I'll save that for day after tomorrow then. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll get off here now. I'll keep playing, but I'll just run some different classes, do some leveling. And I'll finish the Crystal Tower so that I have access to the last few quests then. And then when I come back on... I think my plan is to come back on Thursday. I will hopefully try to finish it out. And if not that, then definitely over the next few. We're getting there though, so... Gonna hop off here. I can join you for the Crystal Tower run? Yeah, sure. What is your... What's your name? I'll add you real quick. I'll drop by tomorrow. I know I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. I'm currently offline right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna stream tomorrow, but I'll come back on Thursday, I think is the plan. Because I post schedules on X, and this is the first schedule I've posted I've missed both times, so I was late for yesterday, and then I just completely overslept in the time frame I wanted to do today. Thursday then? Alright, bet. I'll see you then. Alright, bye-bye.